In the American state of Oklahoma, a new process is being introduced to screen, believe it or not, school teachers, particularly for those coming from California and New York. The screening now involves a 50-question test and it targets educators coming from the blue states. The Republican-dominated state administration in Oklahoma says that this new job requirement is a, quote, safeguard against radical leftist ideology. The test will be administered by PragerU, which happens to be extreme conservative, not-for-profit based in Oklahoma. The organization puts out videos with a very conservative perspective on politics and economics. Now, critics have decried the move as a clear crackdown on teacher autonomy in a classroom. Many are calling it a MAGA loyalty test. Now, the American Federation of Teachers, the country's largest teachers union, has opposed Oklahoma's latest move, saying that it will negatively impact the state, which already faces a shortage of educators. Many have opposed this move and have earlier criticized state officials for politicizing education after an official included conspiracy theories about the 2020 elections in the curriculum. All right, now joining us on the broadcast, we've got our correspondent Susan Therani, who's joining us live from New York with more details. Susan, this is almost bizarre. America, which takes pride in calling itself the leader of the free world, in the state of Oklahoma, the teachers are going to be vetted for their ideology with a 50-question questionnaire. How is this going to be implemented? What are people in America talking about this?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that really states like New York and California have had teachers that have overly went over the general teachings of math, science, and possibly history here in the United States. And not all, but there have been many high-profile instances in recent years that they have sort of taken this experimental lean towards teaching very young kids notably about gender ideology, about just their own thoughts and views in the classroom. And this has sparked a lot of outrage, of course, among parents in public schools here in New York. I'm too ashamed to say some of the books that have been presented here in New York in public school classrooms because they're so sexualized. And these are being introduced in libraries, and for kids as young as 5 years old, they're learning about sexual education which is not mandatory in New York unless it's about HIV. But some teachers have gone so far, and of course, this is not the majority at all. That's not what I'm saying. But because there have been so many high-profile cases, because parents have protested, this really became one of the issues even during the presidential elections about how much rights parents have when they send their kids to the classroom in school, notably very young. So, there are opponents that say that these kids are being taught this because they're learning about inclusivity and not divisiveness. There are others who say that, the PragerU University makes sure that teachers that are coming from these states know about the U.S. Constitution and know about freedom of religion. So, both sides to the story, as always. There is going to be some backlash, of course, but I guess Oklahoma believes that this is how they're going to protect kids in school. Right. And New York and California, they believe that, the teachers have more say in what they teach kids as young as 5.
Interesting. That is an important debate that's happening there. Thank you very much indeed, Susan Therani, for joining us with all those details there.